Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is a blue collar wine show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. We are going to do an episode called The Many Faces of Pinot Noir. Because Pinot Noir is the most interesting wine in the world, one of the more interesting wines in the world, tough to make, hard to believe that winemakers even attempt it sometimes because it's very persnickety for winemakers. The grape itself and how it delivers are it's a very difficult grape to work with for winemakers, and they enjoy the challenge, so a lot of them do it. We have a Pinot Noir from New Zealand, a Pinot Noir from Italy, Pinot Noir from France, and a Pinot Noir from the US. And we're going to taste them in a blind format. We'll see which one comes out on top. But they're all different, I guarantee you. And this is one of the things that makes Pinot interesting to a lot of different people. And everybody has their favorites. Some people like Burgundian style Pinots from France. Some people like California Pinots because they have that love handle, more fruit to them. Some people like only Pinots from the Willamette Valley. And how many people have really tried a Pinot Nero, which is Pinot Noir, from Italy? Not sure. I'm sure there's some of you out there that have, and I would like to see in the comments if you have. And of course, New Zealand is making a mark in the Pinot Noir world. So let's get started right away with number one. Number one. I don't have my marker. That's all right. We'll get by. See if I have a marker in my bag. Rinse. So I'm going to also try to figure out which one is which should be interesting. Number one. Color. It's a little bit darker. You can still see through it, though. I can definitely see through it. Color. Let's see what we get on the nose. Riper on the nose. I'm going to say New World on this one, just from the nose. Definitely a cherry spice note coming through. I'm getting a little chocolate on this one. Almost a mintiness, which is very interesting to me. I think I mentioned that I've been doing a series. I did a series on wine. I'm going to continue doing it as well as the top selling wines in the department I work at the store. Under $20, and I've done several of them, but the most attention I got on any of those was the one on Pinot Noir. Of course, everybody wants to find a good Pinot Noir under $20, but like incredible amount of views on that particular episode, so people are really interested in Pinot Noir for sure. A little bit of an earthiness to this as well. It smacks of New World on the nose. Let's see what we get on the palate. Deep cherry notes, very spicy, very earthy on the palate, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I get a lot of earth, kind of a good acidity. It gets a little grippy on the backside. Definitely need some food with this bad boy. The chocolate notes kind of sneak in underneath. They're not prominent, just barely there, but definitely solid cherry notes. Good acidity, good structure, good balance. And very, very earthy. There's just a, chocolate notes kind of sneak in a little bit. Interesting wine. I'm thinking New World. I'm just going to go there. I mean, I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to say. Okay, there you go. Number one is done. The spice. This one lingers on the palate pretty well. The spice notes are incredible. Let's see, where's number two? Number two is right here. Number two. Okay. Number one, I'm thinking New World. Could be wrong. I might change it, but for now, that's what I'm thinking. Can I do that? Of course I can. It's my show. I can do that, right? But yeah. Plus I think you guys got to get a kick out of it when I screw up. Why not? It's tough doing blind tastings. Number 2. Yeah, about the same color as the first one. You can see through it a little bit more than the first one. I'm going to go with that kind of a reddish hue to it for sure. Let's see what we get on the nose. Ooh, this is stinky. This is stink action, baby. This is old world stink action. Cherry notes come through, a little bit of funk. Getting some herbal action on the nose, some dried herbs. Maybe some, not fennel, maybe a little bit of thyme. But definitely funky on the nose, like definitely old world funk. And you know, that's just a winemaking style. The old world people, like, you know, they don't mind the funk. They like the funk. They funk the funk. That's what they do. Not always, but a lot of them do. Yeah, I like the herbal notes on this as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. I'm not so sure on this one. A good richness on the palate. Spicy cherry notes. This tastes New World as well. They're not all New World. There's two Old World, 2 New World. This is light like a Pinot Noir, good fruit, cherry notes. The herbal notes come through as well. A nice finish, long finish. A little spice comes through at the backside. A little cola coming through as well. New World people, I'm going to call number 1 Old World because this one is obviously New World. To me, well made, lighter style Pinot Noir, good salmon Pinot Noir. The first one was very earthy. Yeah, I'm going to go Old World. I don't know why I thought New World on this. I'm just going to go Old World on that one. I'm going New World on this one. Even in the New World, sometimes they will allow the funk to come through. That one did, but I don't know, man. This is a tough one. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. I'm thinking the first one was Old World, second one's New World, just based on the flavor profile of the second one. The nose threw me off, but it's blowing off. The funk is blowing off, which can happen. Yeah, nice Pinot Noir, well made, good structure, good balance, good acidity, but nicely integrated. Cherry notes, herbal notes. Yeah, a little bit of earthiness coming through as well. Let's move on to number 3. Okay, color on this one. Again, they're all about the same, what you'd expect from Pinot Noir. You can see through this a little bit more than number 2, but not as much as number 1. I mean, more than number 1 and 2. You can see through it even more. It's a little more that kind of reddish color. And then let's see what we get on the nose. Well, this has a little funk too. A little poopy action coming through on this one. Very herbal. This one has, fennel all day. Fennel on the nose all day. Cherries and fennel. Maybe just a little bit of, I'm just going to say it, cherries and fennels. Let's see what we got on the palate. Not as expressive as either number 1 or 2. A little simple Simon sort of thing going on. Cherry notes. The acidity is there. A little grip on the backside. Still has good balance, nice integration, but it's fairly simple. It's a good, light Pinot Noir. A lot of people like that about Pinot Noir. They like it to be light. There's nothing wrong with this. I think a lot of people would like this wine. There's a spice action on the finish. The fennel notes kind of sneak in underneath the cherry notes. Maybe even get a little bit of red raspberry on this one. But like I said, it's up against the first two. It's really not fair in the sense that it's not as complex and not as deep as the other two. This is kind of an entry-level Pinot Noir, depending on the price. I'm hoping not too much. If it's not too much, then it would be a better deal. But based on what I'm tasting right now, not knowing the price, I am going to go and I would say this is New World. It's fresh, it's clean, it has those things to it. Now let's move on to number 4. Fresh, clean, simple. Doesn't a little bit of that poopiness on the nose, but that blew off. Number 4. I know. I want to thank Chuck for coming into the store. He said that he really enjoyed the blind Albarino tasting and watching the unveiling of those wines, and so he encouraged me to kind of continue that. And then I thought, well, I'm going to do this many faces of Pinot Noir in the blind format. Number 4. Oh. New World on that one, just so I can remember. Okay, number 4. This is, this might be the same as number 1, a little darker red color. Yes, kind of a rose petals or dark rose petal color. Let's see what we get on the nose. A little bit of minerality coming through on the nose. Definitely a cherry notes coming through, and some herbal notes. Almost getting a licorice component coming through. See, now I got fennel on the first one. This is more in the licorice category. Little chocolate tones on this one as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. I'm really curious about the pricing on these. Solid cherry notes, a little bit of plum coming through. Plum hit my mind. Little red flower notes. Little grip on the backside. Boy, these are all good. I mean, I'm impressed with all of them, so I'm really curious where they're coming from on these. They're all really good, and they're all kind of hedging towards New World. So this is a tough one for me. I'm going to say this one is Old World. And I mark this as Old World because of the minerality. There's more minerality on this one. You get a little bit of crushed rock action on this one. But again, light like a Pinot Noir should be. I think a lot of people that like Pinot Noir would really like this one, so I'm really curious where it's coming from. I like the cherry notes. Like I said, I get kind of a red flower, sort of plummy element coming through, which is very interesting for a Pinot Noir. I think I might have totally screwed up on this one. But we'll find out. All good Pinot Noirs. Very excited for the unveiling. I hope you guys are too. Makes me want to go home and cook up a pork tenderloin or do some salmon. All right. Ooh, a lot of minerality on that. So in first place, number 2, I said New World on that one. Second place, number 1. I changed to Old World. I think the earthiness kind of made me lean that way. Okay, in third place, number 4, and in last place is number 3. So let's go last to first, the unveiling, guys. Let's do it. So with a C+, B-, I thought this was simple, but I thought it was good entry-level Pinot Noir, and I thought, man, if the price is right, then this would be a good Pinot Noir for somebody that just wants to break into Pinot Noir wines. And I said it was New World. So, okay, there we go. In last place with a C+, B-, the 2021 Villa Maria Pinot Noir from New Zealand, Marlborough, New Zealand. This rolls in at $27. Not cheap. That would be kind of a pass for me at $27. It's simple. You can find a lot of decent Pinot Noirs out there, have the same flavor profile for 20 or under. All right. In third place with a B+, A-, Old World, I said, I don't know, is number 4, Old World. This one threw me off because they all had a lot of New World qualities to them. Oh, okay, there we go. 2021, Domaine Doru, Montbellier Pinot Noir. This is a Burgundy, and the appellation is Montbellier, and this is a Earl, Domaine Doru, 2021. This rolls in at $29. I thought this showed a lot of good qualities to it, and it kind of blew me away. It was kind of New World, but I think the earthiness, the minerality, I think that gave it away as an Old World wine. Now, I got this one wrong because we got both the Old World out of the way. No, we got a New World. Okay, I put Old World on this. Scared myself there for a minute. With an A-, number 1, and I like this one a lot. It was very deep, very kind of earthy. I liked it. A-. Got to have a good depth to it and a lot of interesting characteristics. Not too bad. I changed it to Old World. GD Vira. Longue Pinot Nero, which is Pinot Noir in Italy, 2021. I love GD Vira wines. $26. That's a steal for this wine. Good complexity. I really like this wine a lot. I thought, that earthiness, and yet it had the fruit. It was all there. So, in first place with a straight up A, I really like this wine. New World. Produced and bottled by Christopher Lucen, JJ Pinot Noir, Willamette Valley, 2021. Big surprise there. J. Christopher Wines. He's a great winemaker down in Oregon. $26. And I think this is these two were stellar wines. I had this one threw me off, a little more fruit forward than I thought for an Old World wine, but I think the minerality kind of gave it away a little bit. And then a pass on the New Zealand wine, just for the price. I thought it wasn't really worth spending your money on. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you're willing to try some of these. Pinot Nero from Italy, very interesting to try Pinot Noir from that particular region. I know a lot of you guys like Bordeaux, and Burgundy. To find a Burgundy for $29 that showed this well, it's impressive. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. I really appreciate your support. I hope you're enjoying these episodes. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.